Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is That Side Character, Chapter 14, and this one is titled PSP Takes a Backseat. Kenma? The teacher asked as he stopped beside you with his head down. Are you pairing with Yin? He nodded. Oh, she said. Well, looks like you have a partner, Yin, she said, almost sad that she didn't get a chance to embarrass you in front of the class about you being easily distracted and daydreaming, and that's why you hadn't noticed everyone pairing up because you weren't listening. You looked at Kenma. Thanks, you whispered. Everyone started talking and discussing the project, and he pulled up a chair next to yours. Did you actually have someone else? You asked him. He nodded. Oh, you said, looking down at your desk, then looking at him. Why did you come over to me then? Because you were daydreaming out the window, he said softly, and I saw you didn't hear the teacher say to pair up. I've seen her looking for reasons to pick on you, so I wanted to help you. Oh, thanks, he said with a smile. You're a good friend, Kenma. He gave you a little smile, and you both looked down at your book. So, what did the teacher say about the project? You asked sheepishly. That thing that we were discussing earlier this week, he replied. What was that? You asked sheepishly again. Instead of him telling you that you should listen more, he just explained what it was, and then he gave you enough of an explanation that you remembered it, and let out a short, aha. Oh, yeah, I remember now, he said with a big grin. Thanks, Kenma. He nodded, and you both started to write some things down, occasionally discussing different parts of the project. Usually when the teacher had forced someone to pair with you, they just got so fed up with you that they did the project by themselves, and that you would be kind of just left there for the ride. It's not like you didn't want to help, it's more that you didn't know what was going on and couldn't help, but people never gave you a chance to catch up on what was going on, and then on the day they made you present the project, and you'd stand there sweating bullets while the teacher picked you apart and pointed out how much you didn't know on the topic. It happened almost every single time, to date, but you were determined to make things go differently this time. This time, you had Kenma with you. Hey, so I'll come to yours tonight, you said to him as the bell for the end of class rang. We can make a start on this. I have volleyball practice, he replied, but if you want to come, you can hold my PSP while I play, then we can go home together. Your heart swelled and you beamed with delight. Your first invite. Usually you just followed him home and he just allowed it, but this was his first actual verbal, not by accident, invite. Yeah, okay, he said happily. I'll guard that PSP with my life. You shared a friendly look and then packed your things to leave, exiting the classroom and heading to your respective lockers. After you had gotten your items together, you met him at his locker, and then you both went down to the gym together. We are here, you announced loudly as you stepped through the doors of the gym with him behind you. Oh, it's the main character, Kuro said with a grin. Kenma's side character, another corrected. Yeah, that side character that's loud and just attaches itself to the main character and tags along for the adventure and comedic relief, another teammate commented. You kind of paused for a second. Was he making fun of you? Is that all you were? A nuisance? She holds my PSP when I play volleyball and she's always happy, Kenma suddenly said to the teammate, stepping up beside you. She's a valuable character to have on a quest. You looked at him with surprise. Was this the same Kenma who had said that you weren't friends just last week? Boy, he had changed his tune quickly. He looked at you kindly, and then handed you his PSP and bag, and walked over to Kuro, while you walked to the side of the court and sat down to watch them play. Just like last time, Kenma kept stealing glances at you, and your heart fluttered each time. He was more looking to make sure his PSP was still okay, but it felt like those looks were for you. He was an amazing player. You didn't know a lot about the game, but he read everyone on the court with pinpoint accuracy, and you marvelled at how he just knew where to be at the right time so that he didn't have to run anywhere unnecessarily. After the game had finished, he walked straight over to you, and you handed him back his PSP, which he took gratefully, but put it in his pocket. You ready to go? You asked him. He nodded, and off you went together, taking the direct route to the fence at the back of the oval. As you and he climbed over the fence together, you turned to him and held his arm to stop him once you were both on the other side, and he looked at you, pausing as you stared dead into his eyes. Is cereal soup? You asked with a dead straight face. No, he replied bluntly. It's a breakfast. No, but it's a soup because it has all random bits floating in it, you replied, following him as he headed off. Okay, well, what about this one? Why do toasters have a setting beyond 2? Because, 2 already burns a toast, so why does it go to, 5? Why is that even necessary? Are you hungry? Kenma asked. Yeah, always. Why? He replied. Because your questions are all about food, he said. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that. You're pretty clever, Kenma. You're even amazinger at volleyball. I got to admit, I didn't think that you'd be the type to play because you're always so into your game. And, hey, wait, where's your pissy pee? PSP, he said calmly, pulling it out of his pocket. It's here. He showed it to you. Oh, thank goodness, I thought you'd lost it somewhere. How come you're not playing it? Usually you're playing it by now. I don't know, he replied with a shrug, looking ahead at the road. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to talk to you, he said with a smile. So do you have a favourite food? Apple pie, he replied. What? He actually put his PSP away to talk to Yin? What? What is this character development? Alright, stay tuned for chapter 15 coming tomorrow.